All right, how we doing today, folks? So I had some thoughts on my mind about this subject that I'm about to talk about. There's really not much going on. It's all these doggone bank runs and these politicians are making, particularly like President Biden, are making all these damn excuses about, yeah, everything's gonna be okay and this and that or whatever. Okay, and it's gonna be several banks or whatever that's gonna fail. It makes me think if it was any other bank like Bank of America or USAA, which I bank with, actually USAA, or Navy Federal Credit Union, okay, would this happen? And I think that these banks were in on between the banks and the people that's gotten their money taken away. All right, that they were in on, and the government, they all in cahoots with it. Okay, probably even the president, just by movements of it, of all this. But I saw an article actually I saw on Willie G's channel about Ja Morant. Y'all remember him? You guys, you jocks out there that like sports. Well, it's my understanding that, you, okay, just a quick rundown. He got in a lot of trouble because he had allegedly, I guess, held, my cousin said he had a 22 in his hand. I couldn't tell if it was a toy gun or what. Okay. So he was suspended indefinitely and he had his contract taken away. I'm understanding it's about $60 million a year. Okay, a 200 something million contract, either 4 or 5 years, something like that. All right, all gone. And he had to, well, he decided to go through counseling in Florida and supposed to be trying to get right with God or whatever. All right, and it's my understanding that he's going to be brought back, reintroduced on the 15th of March. Okay, if the team decides they want to do that. All right, but it's going to be up to the organization. And over the last few days, they've been really vilifying this dude. I mean, they've been grilling this guy on sports media, particularly like Shannon Sharpe. All right, I think that dude's got a bone with Ja Morant and his dad, and I'm gonna get back hit to him in a minute. Like, everybody is trying to bring him out to be some type of criminal, and he's not. I don't think that Ja Morant is a criminal. I believe that he just became characterized. All right, probably around his friends, or probably rap music and that type of stuff. But some of the stuff that he's doing, I agree, does not help. So he's going to have to take account for some of the stuff that he's doing. That he punched a minor, okay, on a pickup game. Then you can't help but to notice the pictures or whatever, okay. Um, this dude had, it looks like maybe it might have been on Twitter or IG, a picture of him with a dancer with her butt all in his face twerking, and Shannon Sharpe all like this, the split screen, on Undisputed. I just look at, excuse me, as yes, he is a man, a grown man. He's a young man. I think that he's at the crossroad and cannot decide what he wants to be. And I think maybe he doesn't even realize that this guy is a face in the NBA. All they have to do is just wait until LeBron James retire, and he's the man. Okay, you would think that it's really LeBron. He's not going to be in the league in a few years. You got, I'm trying to think, Durant, Kyrie, Donovich. Green is on the way out. You got Curry and Devin Booker out there in the West, and then Lillard. Out east, you got what? Tatum, Joel Embiid. Who else for Philly? I'm trying to think who's out there. Butler, Edwards, Edward and Butler. You know that, by the way, that they're alleged to be, both those guys are alleged to be brothers. They're supposed to be Michael Jordan's sons, allegedly. Who else you got out there? Trae Young and then Ja Morant. Well, in a few years, okay, and also my boy, the Greek Beast, or the Greek Freak. Y'all call him that. I call him the Greek Beast. But in a few years, okay, all those guys are either going to be out of the league or going to be older, and it'll be Ja Morant. It's like, let's say Trae Young, Booker. It's no doubt in my mind he can't can't outshine those guys. Okay, Zion Williamson, which he needs to shed probably about 30, 40 pounds. He really needs to lose weight because he's too big. I think people tend to forget that we make mistakes. I made mistakes since I've been on this. I make mistakes now. I made mistakes since I've been on this channel. I made mistakes when I was his age. Okay, where there basically I want to come to a confession that we had an incident in the pro-am. I was 23 in 1994 where I got in an argument with a teammate in the locker room. He made a threat to me, and I had my cousin to pull up. This was at I'm trying to think which one was that. Might have been Norcom, I believe, in Norfolk. The Norfolk pro-am, the season was over. We lost in the playoffs. And he made the threat to me. So I said, okay, all right, bet him up. I had my cousin to come, and he had the Uzi at the time in the car. All right. So I was checking between the parking lot and inside the gym. And one of the coaches basically talked to me for like 10 minutes or whatever. Had to talk me out of it. To like halftime, there was a following game, and he talked me out of it. Okay. About it was just a bad choice of words, and he basically said there was characteristics about me that was not like that. Maybe wasn't like me and my character, or maybe I just needed to calm down. But I was pissed. All right. But they want to vilify this dude. I think that he's already gone through enough that they suspended him. They took away his contract. And my thing is, like, for example, Shannon Sharpe. This guy want to sit up here and dog this man out, okay? And this dude is 55 years old, a grandfather, wants to fight Ja Morant in the game, okay? This guy come out of the stands to fight him and his dad, okay? So he doesn't account for what he's done, okay? Trying to bulldog Skip or whatever on the show, and then want to vilify Ja Morant, you know what I'm saying, and his dad, particularly his dad, if he didn't do anything. I believe that his dad and mom did a pretty good job of raising him. But when you get to a point to where if you done all you could, and then your child decides to make bad choices, then whose fault that is? It's not the parents' fault. I'm gonna leave like this. All right, I leave you with this. I just think that he should be somewhat have some grace and mercy. I just think that Vera Bible told her, like, forgiveness or showing grace is one of the hardest things to do. I just think that other than that, probably one of the hardest things to do probably that and sexual immorality, okay, is the toughest things to do. I believe that it's a miracle that he got to return this year. And I think that next year they probably should give him a deal that both can agree on if he decides to stay in Memphis. So I'm thinking they must want to bring him back on the 15th, because I thought he was done. They don't franchise in the NBA. So again, maybe they could give him an extension. Okay, maybe, I don't know, a 30 or 40% raise, or they could give him this non-exclusive tag. That's what they call it, non-exclusive free agent tag. Okay, one of the two. They could, give him a year to think about it, because they're probably thinking, okay, they're not sure. Okay, so that'll give Ja Morant a chance to think about what he's done. Okay, but I believe that the punishment is fair, but I just think that it's unfair to vilify this man. And I just think to a certain point, we can't forget as elders, you know what I'm saying, maybe some of the mistakes that we made. And if you don't try to forgive or try to show mercy and grace, is one of the hardest things to do. Because I've had this problem in my family where I had to try to swallow my pride and show grace, then the Most High won't forgive you. Read John 13 about the vineyard man, where the king had forgave him, but he didn't forgive his people under him. Okay, and then the what is it? The landlord ended up becoming killed. Okay, because he didn't forgive his people under him, but the king did. He said, "Okay, well, I forgive you, so you don't want to forgive the people under you? Okay, off with the head." John 13, read that. But I want to leave you with that, and I'm gonna go to work. You know what I'm saying? I just wish Ja Morant well. So let me know what you think about the video, and thank you for your time.